I mean, it can't just be as simple as take the fruit.
No.
Do we want to dangle the fruit in the tea?
It's so it's you're trying too hard to go with no logic. We're actually this particular command. It's almost logical. It's stupid, but it's perfectly logical.
So it's not going to be eat fruit.
Of course,
it's not going to be take it. Pick fruit. Is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a good idea to eat the fruit because it's just
so for the first time we can eat something.
But for the first time we can eat something, the fruit has a zesty taste, so it just tastes like lime zest or something, slightly bitter and limey. And you devour it greedily. Suddenly your vision wavers and you see yourself, as though from a distance, standing near Marvin, who asks you for an ionic diffusion rasp. Then, the image vanishes like a movie when the film breaks, and you find yourself still in the bridge. It seems that this plant is a rare horticultural phenomenon long thought to be extinct. The Tree of Foreknowledge!
That seems like a useful tree.
It seems useful. Now...
Do we have the ionic diffusion rasp?
We do, yep.
That's
remember,
good.
I was checking, like, what can we actually drop, and ionic diffusion rasp was amongst the we definitely cannot. The next step, so this would essentially just take memory, but there was one door that we could never open. That was like, we tried to open that door, and there was some weird, like, communication, like, the door didn't like us. It was a weird
I remember that.
Sentient door. I mean, eventually we would have come to this, but it would have just taken remembering the situation before. So I'm just gonna say open door.
Yeah,
we can, you know, make whatever excuses we want to. The door is almost speechless with admiration. Wow, simultaneous tea and no tea. My apologies. You are clearly a heavy-duty philosopher. It opens respectfully. Yeah, because there was this whole conversation that the door was not willing to open for us because it just didn't like us and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I remember that now. So apparently now that we're an insane person...
Yes, now it's fine. Now that we have no common sense.
Well, I mean, I guess we want to go through the door.
Yeah, the door was to the west, by the way, so I'll just type west. Or
I did not know.
Well, I mean, you would have had to look at the room to see that, and it didn't show us the full room description and blah, 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 blah. Upon entering the room, you are battered by tidal waves of depression. In fact, a lethal dose. You have died. Okay, I was really hoping that this, because there was a command we had to do before then, and I was really hoping that the death message would give us enough of a hint of what that command was, but of course it didn't. So I don't even know how. It's just another step of like, oh, you have to do a certain particular thing because of course you do.
So I assume Marvin is in there.
Yeah, Marvin is in there.
What can we do with Marvin?
Well, no, because we need to do something before entering the room.
Something to battle the waves of depression.
Yeah, something to not be depressed. And I again, like,
what
I don't
make us
know.
Happy? Drink the tea.
Note that it now asks us for a thermofusion chisel.
Oh, so it changes.
It changes, and that's why we needed to have all of these things because I don't actually know what it's going to ask for.
Let's remember what it is, because it's probably not going to tell us later.
Yep, it is the chisel.
Actually, no, it should tell us later, because that's a fall vision.
If you were even more English... then,
okay, so the tea isn't it, but it's more English than that.
No, it is the tea. It's the tea.
So drink the tea, like I said, yeah.
Oh, you did say that. Okay. I was too busy being angry at the game.
I mean, it's going to make us happy, I guess. So.
It is the finest tea you have ever tasted. It has almost made this entire myth adventure seem worthwhile. You experience several moments of complete happiness and relaxation. The cup itself vaporizes as part of the Galactic Anti-Litter Program. Okay, now let's go west.
I guess now we can safely be around Marvin.
So the chisel was a slightly weird one for it to be, because it's actually the item you get here. So it's the last.
Did you see what the stat did to the score?
25 points. Neato. We managed to survive moving into this room.
No, I'd increase it by 100.
Yeah, it increased it by 100 to drink the tea, and then 25 to make it into this room. Yes, indeed. Upon entering the room, you are battered by tidal waves of depression. However, the happiness derived from your high score and that thoroughly excellent cup of tea you had recently help you to survive. Marvin's pantry. There's a small closet with an exit to starboard. Marvin, the paranoid android, is here, and there is, a thermofusion chisel here.
Well, we can't just talk to Marvin. We could take the chisel.
I mean, it's a thing, and we're in a text-adventure game, so at the very least we should get the chisel.
Preferably eat, but take, You do what you must. So I guess we just want to give it to Marvin now. Maybe.
No,
We could look in the pantry?
We're at another, Oh, okay. I guess there's a little bit of logic to this.
A little bit of logic.
A lot of this is just, remember the things about this spaceship that were mysterious before, but those were so long ago that, neither of us
do not remember them.
There was a hatch that's open, that we can't open, rather, and we just have to tell Marvin to open it.
What?
Well, we could never command Marvin. It's right on the edge of. But no, I don't accept it. There's a few steps that are just stupid, and there are a few steps that it's they require incredible memory and intuition, and I don't know. Humans are so depressingly demanding. Do this, pick up that, unjam the opening mechanism of the other. Meet me in the hatchway access space in 12 turns, I suppose. He mutters, you can count up to 12. So hard to know with morons. And don't forget to bring the proper tool. Luckily, we know the proper tool. It's already told us.
We do. So I guess we go there.
Yeah, and again, until if you just memorize what the ship looks like, you know exactly.
Which we've done, obviously.
Yep. So here's the hatchway. There's a small key here. What?
Oh, that's what? I don't remember that.
I don't remember that. And even stranger. The game does not tell me to do anything with it. What?
What?
It also, it has an item list. Oh, okay. This is the key from the speedboat type. That's the key to the toolbox.
To the box, okay.
It's just, it's still there for some reason. Okay, that's not actually that big of a deal. That was confusing, but whatever, fine.
That's understandable, that's fine.
Yeah. Anyway, remember the chisel is the thing we need, so we don't need to grab anything from the toolbox.
Yep.
We did pick up the chisel, I think. I hope.
We did grab it from there.
And then it was east from here.
Yeah,
we have gone here before, so I'm just gonna go. East from here was the access space with the hatch that we couldn't actually do anything.
And then we wait until he gets here.
Wait. The entrance is so narrow that you probably couldn't pass by holding anything. Well, maybe one. So we need to drop everything except for...
And pick up the chisel.
Yeah, the thing we actually care about. I'm going to use a command that we didn't know we could use because the guide is telling me I can do this, which is we can say drop all except chisel. We obviously could have dropped all and then picked up the chisel.
Oh, that's probably fine?
I hope so, because that's what the guide has told me to do.
You know what? Yep, fair enough.
There we go. Yeah, okay. So things you're wearing are fine. We didn't want to take off our dressing gown anyway and just cavort around the spaceship nude. This tiny area with an exit port is for working on the hatch mechanism, which is vastly more complicated than your rather ordinary intelligence can comprehend. The floor is an open metal mesh like the floor of a catwalk. So indeed, we've been here, we couldn't do anything with it. We haven't quite taken 12 turns, so we're just going to have to wait until we have. Yeah. That much is obvious. I don't think
So imagine if we missed the 12 turns, then we're screwed.
Then we would have to restore back to an earlier save.
Oof.
And if we were unclever enough that hey, Marvin shambles in. If we were unclever enough that we didn't save to different files, then we would really be screwed, possibly. Okay, so Marvin has walked in.
Let's give him the thing.
I'm going to demand that
Not
you at least
literally
remember what thing we need to give him.
The chisel.
Give chisel to Marvin.
Marvin.
That's his drag name. What?
I guess we do that now.
What? I mean, I'll try it again. I'm just confused.
I guess the first interaction just makes this happen. Whatever it is.
Okay, what the hell?
Well, we're fine.
But it's bizarre that he was... So, like, what was the point of it telling you what tool you needed if he was then going to tell you what tool... Well, I guess you can only...
Because he had to ask it first.
Okay, fine. Marvin fiddles inside the mechanism with the thermofusion chisel for about 0.3 of a second. You hear the hatchway slide open. I don't expect you to be grateful, says Marvin, or even interested, but that was probably more complicated than every single action you'll ever perform in your entire life put together. He limps away, and me, you hear him mutter as he goes, with this terrible pain in all the diodes on my left side.
Perfect Alan Rickman.
Anyway, remember the room we just came from to get into the access space was the hatchway room.
Oh.
That's how it described it. Like it was the hatch room or the hatchway.
Yeah.
And we just opened a hatch. And there's so much garbage in here that it doesn't even let us see what's going on.
What? So that served a purpose.
Yeah,
of course.
I'm actually going to look because we're in the hatchway, and I wanted to actually show us the description of the hatchway. That would be useful. You're in the bottom of the gangway. A hatch below you is open. That has never been opened before. There's a small access space to starboard, and then the rest is just all the garbage we've left in here.
That I assume we now need again?
We actually don't. We could pick it up if we want to, but we don't need it.
Oh. So what the hell do we do now?
I mean, the hatch is open now. That much seems obvious.
Oh, I was thinking we came up from that hatch to... Oh, let's go down the hatch then.
You step onto the landing ramp leading down towards the surface of the legendary lost planet of Magrathea. Announcement. This is Eddie, the shipboard computer. Someone is leaving the ship on a strange planet without wrapping up all nice and warm. It'll all end in tears. I just know it. The voice fades behind you. The wind moans. Dust drifts across the surface of an alien world. Zaphod, Ford, and Trillian appear and urge you forward. Slowly, nervously, you step downwards, the cold, thin air rasping in your lungs. You set one single foot on the ancient dust, and almost instantly the most incredible adventure starts, which you'll have to buy the next game to find out about. By the way, there was a casual relationship between your taking the toothbrush and the tree collapsing at the very beginning of the game. We apologize for this slight inaccuracy. Your score is 400 of a possible 400, which is surprising because I don't think we did anything optional in 462
No, I don't think we
turns. Did. I guess the way you could have a lower score, we got every tool, but it's going to randomly select a tool, so we could have gotten one tool and then just like re-rolled until it chose the right one. But yeah, we beat the game. We beat the game. Do I want to get hints when I beat the game? What are you talking about?
Let's do it.
I would love some hints. Tell me, what do I do now? It'll be like, buy the next game, moron.
I really want to know what it says for hints here. This is...
Warning, it is recognized that the temptation for help may at times be so exceedingly strong that you might fetch hints prematurely, therefore you may at any time...
We finished the game.
But I...
Hint.
Yeah, I had to... Oh, I wrote hints instead of hint. I don't know if it's the same. No, it's just like the general hint system.
Wow.
I don't want to do all this. And I wonder how much the hints would have helped, but...
Probably...
You know what? So, does it have
hints for the final section.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see.
That was really the worst one. Everything else we could have sort of figured out. And I'll bet, like, if we look at In the Dark, it'll say, blah, 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 senses. Okay, that's not the way I ask for a hint.
What?
Really thought I would just type the thing.
Is this maybe an up-down arrow situation?
Oh god, if it is, we're screwed.
Yeah, because that's not going to work here.
It's not going to work
there's a cursor
particularly
there.
well.
Because it looks like there's a sort of a cursor marker as to which option we're on.
It does look a little bit cursory.
Oh dear, that would be a
this
problem.
is the... Okay, well, unfortunately, the means by which we've chosen to do this is going to make this not work, so... I'm betting, yeah.
To be fair on that, these hints are very thorough.
Yeah, these hints do appear very thorough, and so I suspect that if we were not doing this in the stupidest possible way, then that would actually have worked. But
You mean the best possible way.
But so long as there are hints, I would rather the game was just less cryptic in the first place, but
we could maybe try to reload back to the previous area and do hints in the game itself.
No, I suspect that it's going to give you that same...
It's going to be the same menu.
Yeah, it's going to be the same menu regardless. I think that's fairly clear. So, thanks everybody for watching our misadventures. I think we will play something else on this setup. I don't know what, but something.
Oh, we should. Cat pie.
I have made your I've made your image too tall to actually fit within the the box, but no, you did not find it immediately clear that that's a slice of pie. I mean... No,
I didn't. I really didn't. And now it's blatantly obvious.
The thing is that it's... I doubt that it can be any more clear, but it is ASCII art, so, like, there's a limit.
I mean, it's very obvious now that the darkened parts are the filling of the frickin' pie. It's so...
Yeah. And conveniently, because ASCII art is so precise, it could be a savory pie, it could be a sweet pie, it could, like... The only thing that we know is that it is some kind of pie that has a crust on the top as well. That's all that you can actually determine.
Yeah, looking by the crust edge, it has to be savory.
It was a cherry pie. That was the image I used.
Damn.
So now that you have failed
that one's a savory pie.
Now the savory cherry. Now that you failed the true game after beating the fake game we used just to get to that point. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.
Bye.